everybody. Today I have a special guest, Jeremiah, and he is a brave soul willing to ask his questions so that all of you can learn. So, Jeremiah, what are you thinking about? What's been on your mind?
Lately?
Lately.
I've been thinking about my sister a lot because I haven't seen her probably enough this summer, and I'd really love to see her a little more.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so what's your relationship with your sister like? Because the way you said it and the tone that you have kind of sounded like you miss her, certainly, and almost like you want a deeper connection with her. So it's not just seeing her this summer. It seems like there's something else.
Right now my relationship with my sister is a little strained because she's going through like changes in her life. She's at that stage in her life. And you're right about me wanting a deeper connection with her. And I guess that's what I was trying to get at when I was saying I want to see her more.
Yeah, because a lot of people see each other. They see each other every day, but it certainly doesn't mean that they have a deep connection. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of what you're talking about, on what level do you think you connect with your sister right now? Let's define it. Let's get clear about what you want.
Right now, probably just on, if you passed a friend in the hallway, that would be the level of connection.
It's like, hey, how's it going?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you guys ever, snap each other? Do you guys ever text each other? Do you have any of that going on?
I've tried a couple times, but she doesn't respond to me. She just opens it and then, that's it.
Okay, that's not very satisfying. One-way communication. Okay, so your sister's going through some changes, and you've been having a busy summer, right? And so you want to connect. Ideally, on what level would you like to connect to her?
I'd probably like to be her best friend, on that kind of level. Obviously, she's going to have, her actual, school friends and everything. But I'd like to be someone that she can say anything to or talk to about.
Okay. Well, that's quite a leap, right? That's a big, first of all, it's ambitious, and it is how loving of you as a brother to really want to be not just her brother, but her best friend. So I just want to commend you for that. And then now, do you think that, so when were you guys close?
We were close when I was younger. We didn't really have much to worry about at that time.
It was about playtime. Let's play. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So give me a good memory. Give me a good memory of you and your sister.
She always used to have this high chair. And she would, if this was when she was 4 or 5, and she would sit down for dinner in it, and it would kind of constrict her enough where she couldn't turn her head back to see. I would jump around each side, poking my head out enough where she could see, and it would crack her up. So it was I always remember that as one of the best times I've had with her.
Oh, that's so special. So I think that that memory, have you talked to her about that memory?
No, I don't think she honestly remembers it.
Uh-huh. Well, you know what? You get to tell her because you do. And so to describe to her how fun that is, now, fast forward to now, do you still try to play games with her or tickle her or what do you do now as a the grown-up version of, hide and seek around the high chair?
Yeah, I always try to make her laugh by maybe hugging her or wrestling a little bit with her, but sometimes she is into it and sometimes she just punches me.
Yeah. So it's like you don't know what kind of response you're going to get.
Hmm.
And so when she punches you or she doesn't really respond, how do you feel then?
Um, well, it's kind of frustrating because like the it's hard to get one response one time and then you try it again and it's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think what's interesting about the way that you're connecting to her, right, is around touch, right? It's like, wrestling with her, like, whatever you're doing, right? It's actually touching someone, right? And it sounds like you said she's going through a tough time right now. She's changing a lot. Like she might need more personal space is just what's coming to me, right? And so I think the way like one approach I would start with would be a conversation with her. And I would begin by saying, I've been away from you a lot this summer and I've been thinking about you. Like I miss you. And I wanted to share with you one of the memories I had from when we were little. And I'm not sure if you even remember this. But I basically used to make you laugh all the time. When you were in your high chair, you were like confined and you had to sit there until you finished your food. And so it was like prime time for me to like make your time in the high chair more fun. And I realized I really enjoy when I see you laugh. When I see you happy and joyful, it makes me happy. And so now I, wrestle with you and, poke around and have fun. But I think sometimes it doesn't work for you. And so I just want to know, how would you like to connect? And what would work for you? Because it seems like things are changing. We're growing up and things are changing. Can you tell me what would be a good way for us to connect? Because sometimes you don't have to work this hard. Sometimes when it seems confusing and you're trying something and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't and it doesn't make sense, you have to ask the other person if they're interested in what you're interested in, right? Like, is your sister interested right now in her life in building a strong connection with you? Sometimes it's painful to hear that people are going through changes and right now that's not the time, right? One thing I can tell you from my own personal experience, my older sister and I used to fight like cats and dogs when we were younger. And then when we both got into high school, it was like you and me against our parents. It was like, this space where we came together because we had like a common goal, which was to socialize and have fun and figure out how to like be in unity so that we could do things together in high school. And so that was the time, high school and college, where my sister and I became really close and we weren't close. And I'm not sure that could have happened before we were kind of in the same space. Because I think, your sister is how much younger than you?
2 years younger than me.
Yeah, like when you're younger, that's a big difference. But when you get older, that difference gets smaller and smaller, right? And what you like to do and how you like to be. So one factor would be asking her. And the second one is to trust that you be the brother that you want to be to her and that you give her what she needs if she needs space now. And that in the future, if she says, I don't really want to connect to you right now, or, I'm not really interested in that, you just get to say, thanks for your honesty. And if you ever change your mind, know I'm here. And then it's time for you to trust that it just might be life experiences and timing that'll change it all. How's that?
That sounds good.
So what are your takeaways?
That a conversation is necessary in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And just that I need to give her more space than I think I have.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm trying a little bit too hard to create a connection that may not happen right now.
Yeah, and so then you want to notice in your life the parallel. When you try a little bit too hard with friends, like you might find other parallels. Like you might try hard with friends who probably aren't reciprocating, or with a relationship, or like whatever it is. You might see this in other areas. So another really important thing to notice is a lot of times the patterns we have with our siblings, we can also have with like peers. It can translate. Yeah?
Yep.
Well, thank you, Jeremiah. It's a great question for anyone out there with siblings and wondering, how you can connect to them differently. Sometimes you just gotta ask. Thanks, Jeremiah, for being with us.
Thanks, Neha.